Hello les amis, tout le monde, les gens. Bon, bah comme d'hab, on se retrouve sur le petit jeu là, Gone Home. On va prendre 1000G, ça va être assez rapide. On va faire ça en 3 ou 4 games. Donc bah suivez, je vais pas vous baratiner pendant 10 ans pour que vous puissiez suivre. Juste avant de lancer chaque game, il faudra aller dans les paramètres, enfin pour certaines games. Et il y aura 2-3 petits réglages à faire. Donc, modificateur, là, on va commencer toutes les lumières allumées. Hop là, commencer. Ok, alors là, on va faire tous les petits succès qu'il y a vite fait à se taper. Après, on se fera le speedrun et tous ces trucs-là.
The sunset light in this house is the saddest thing I've ever seen. I just want to sleep. When I'm in the attic, it almost feels like Lonnie could still be here. She's just downstairs. I'm just waiting to hear her pull down the hatch and come running up. Maybe I'll go up to the attic and wait. Lonnie came over today. Everything was different. She was sitting at my desk chair, and she wouldn't look at me. Finally, I asked her what was going on. She said she felt like she'd done something wrong that night in the city. Like I must think... But I said no. There was nothing wrong. I just wanted to say... But I couldn't find the words. I felt like I was gonna cry, but I wasn't sad. She got up and sat next to me on the bed. I looked at her. Lonnie, do you think you could ever... And that's when she kissed me.
Alors là, on va relancer une game, on va faire le speedrun. Essayez de faire ça au plus vite, il faut faire ça en moins d'1 minute. On met aucun modificateur.
The sunset light in this house is the saddest thing I've ever seen. I just want to sleep. When I'm in the attic, it almost feels like Lonnie could still be here. She's just downstairs. I'm just waiting to hear her pull down the hatch and come running up. Maybe I'll go up to the attic and wait. Katie, I'm so sorry
Ok,
that I can't be there to see you
on
in
va
person,
attendre un petit peu.
that I can't tell you all this myself. But I hope as you read this journal and you think back, that you'll
Ok. Bon, maintenant, on va relancer une game. On va faire les commentaires des mecs du jeu. Donc, on va dans modificateur. On va activer toutes les lumières, portes ouvertes et les commentaires activés. C'est bon pour vous? On y va.
So, Christmas Duck. Christmas Duck. Hi, I'm Steve Gaynor. I'm the co-founder of the Fulbright Company.
Hello, my name is Kate Craig, and I was.
Oh man, mom handwriting. We went through.
Hi, I'm Chris Remo, the composer on Gone Home. In my commentary...
This is where you find the first half.
Hi, this is Corin Tucker from Heavens to Betsy. And Heavens...
So here's one of Dad's pulpy JFK.
One of our...
The doors were actually one of the hardest things in the game to get working correctly, and
Here we have Fresh Magazine, which is...
Inside of this file folder, you find the first combination code in the game. This code goes to Dad's locked filing cabinet, and it's 0451.
So these are all the VHS tapes, or most of them.
My name is Sarah Grayson, and I do the voice of Sam Greenbrier in Gone Home. Currently based out of Portland, Oregon. So,
Most of the bookshelves in the house are... This is our old-timey record that we got from archive.org, Source of All Good Things.
I feel like one of the best bits of advice was actually from the Fulbright team before going in to do the first recording. And it was...
Composing the ambient exploration tracks definitely ended up being the weirdest part of creating music for...
One of the larger assets that we needed for the basement to really give it character and personality was a furnace.
Oh man, this thing.
So two things.
You know, the...
So there's this little scrap of paper that's hidden under this.
There's a little bit...
putback is the feature that I'm happiest with in the game, and it actually came about as sort of a little bit of an accident. Playtesters had told us they didn't want to feel like some kind of horrible person rummaging around this house and tossing everything on the floor.
The music for Gone Home was mainly composed over 2 separate periods, roughly...
fanzines. I mean, that's one of the things that we started doing right away, was doing these Riot Girl fanzines, and everyone would...
So earlier in
All of the sliding doors that you see in the game
You know, it's really about the ideals that we were trying to.
When you put out a
For a long time, the kitchen was not going to be mid-renovation the way that it is.
Definitely the second half was.
Oh, you found an Easter egg!
Who found it?
You found it! This is the best!
So I'm Sarah Argidale. This is my salad dress.
I'd already played through the first full half of Gone Home before I started composing any music, which was really important.
Really early on, we didn't really give Kate very specific direction. So you want to talk about this fucking jazz mug?
Nobody wants to talk about the jazz mug.
Well,
It's
except
the
for
worst.
Carla.
I hate it. It's the worst.
that was such a common theme
Yeah.
when we were like approving assets or making stuff visually for Gone Home. Is just like, oh my god, that's hideous. I fucking hate it. We're putting it in the game.
Yeah,
because
there's
like
so
just
much
like
of that.
awful '90s furniture and like the
Like we see it in a secondhand store or like
or you
just
see
on
it in the
internet.
Sears catalog
like,
we
yeah,
bought,
also
and it's just
true.
like that is
We
so
just
many.
feel like,
Yeah, the biggest purpose of the Goodfellow High School jacket and the logo generally is a reference to the logo for Minerva's Den. The fact that there are speedruns for our game makes me really happy, and the fact that, you know, that the any percent speedrun, aka you don't have to pick up anything, just get to the end as fast as possible.
We never really discussed the idea of individually.
I had seen Bikini Kill and Bratmobile play their first show at the North Shore.
Around here, so these are... Mom and Dad are much more actively.
yeah, I end up being pretty happy with this.
I was one of the hosts of the Idle Thumbs video game podcast for a year or two, and I, you know, go on there, and every once in a while, those guys are my friends, and I didn't want to put the life cycle of the condom.
That's
one of my favorite things that came out during development was
another board game.
So there's a lot less density in the house than there would be in a real house. Like, if you look around your house, there's just junk piled everywhere, probably.
maybe
like,
it's just our house.
I think it's... Barf Burger is enjoyed by all.
I mean, I've always.
The boxes of tampons.
A lot of Gone Home is about pointless interactivity that is sort of things being interactive for the sake of them being interactive, but it really almost none of the events, the little events in the game are...
I really enjoyed playing Gone Home. I have to say it was pretty exciting to find the Heavens.
Okay, the Wildfire book. Oh man, look at this thing. Yeah, this was another one of those situations in which I totally felt like a weird creepo when I was doing research, and there was a lot of really horrifying romance novel covers. This poor...
You want to talk about A Place for Christmas Duck?
This is where Christmas Duck goes.
I think.
It's one of those things where we had always wanted to... So this is the last room in the game, or at least the last room chronologically in the story.
Ok, et maintenant, on se renvoie une dernière game sans aucun modificateur.
Where you find Sam's journal that you had been hearing diary entries from, and it's revealed.
Hop là. Et là, on va aller chercher toutes les parties du journal. Et en même temps, on va faire le succès Miu 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 qui manque aussi. Donc là, les 3 ou 4 derniers succès qui nous manquent, on se les fait là. Et après, basta.
We moved into this house. I'm in a new school. And my big sister being gone for a year doesn't make it any easier. It doesn't feel real. But the sunset light in this house is the saddest thing I've ever seen. I just want to sleep. When I'm in the It's weird hanging out with girls. Daniel was around ever since I was little, and other girls? I don't know. Lonnie came over today, but everything was different. Lonnie brought her hair dye over today. She said, I need to fix these roots. Think you could help? Dyeing hair is weirdly intimate. I don't know if I've touched someone else's scalp before. That's pretty intimate, right? It felt intimate. We looked into the mirror together after, and I expected her to say something about how it looked crappy, or good, or whatever. Oh my god. You are so lucky you finished high school before we moved into this house. So, it's the first day of school, and there I am, introducing myself to the class. And I say that I just moved into the house on Arbor Hill. All of a sudden, every kid in the room turns and just stares like I suddenly... At Todd's brother's place after the show, there was only a futon to sleep on, so Lonnie and I shared it. The lights went out. I was turned toward her. My eyes started to adjust, and then I could see she was looking at me, too. You know that feeling where the first moment you see someone, it's like they have a big gold star around them, and you have to get to know them? Well, there's this girl. I think she's a senior. She's usually dressed kind of punk. When you live in one place your whole life, your next door neighbor is kind of like your default friend. And Daniel only got weirder over the years. So you know what they say about the best laid plans of mice and men? Yeah, it turns out it applies to Street Fighter too. At least I worked up the courage to walk into the 7-Eleven and ask for a turn, but all that practice at home did not exactly... It's different now. I mean, we still hang out all the time like before. But now when no one else is around... I'm so stupid sometimes. I was telling Lonnie that I got into my college summer program thing. Todd's band lost their singer. Todd said he sucked. Lonnie said he got sick of Todd's shit, and he was complaining about needing a new singer, so Lonnie was like, I can... They tell you to stick with the group on field trips, Katie. There's a reason for that. Lonnie and I snuck off on the side paths at Multnomah Falls and got a little lost. Okay, a lot lost. Like, for hours. Right before the bus left, we found a trail and came running down the path, so... I don't get Lonnie sometimes. Like, her band, and our zine, and her hair, and everything are all anti-authority. But I watch... Katie, you know how Mom and Dad are. Not exactly super open-minded about things. It feels like every minute I don't spend with Lonnie... I had an interesting talk with Mom and Dad tonight. One you were never gonna need to have. I mean, you've known, right? I've known. I've known since... Lonnie had her going away show with her band tonight. She's so incredible on stage. When she was singing, I could practically forget everything. That we only had 48 hours left. We agreed our last night together would be our happiest ever, and we'd forget tomorrow was going to come at all. It worked for a while. We had a good time seeing Oscar off, then ran up to the attic to look through our photos, to find one for Lonnie to take with her. And looking at them, I realized they were all in the past. And there wouldn't be. Daniel finally came over to get his game. I'd been dreading it. But he brought
Ok, là il va y avoir un petit easter egg juste au-dessus. C'est comme ça qu'on va faire le succès Miu Miu Miu. Alors, on prend ça et on shoot la balle là-haut. On va récupérer la balle, on va monter au premier étage avec, et sur la porte de la chambre, il y a un petit panier de basket. On va jeter ça dedans, et ça sera bingo.
They'll just send her away. To who knows where. The other side of the country, the other side of the world. My mind, like, can't process it. That she's really going to be gone. Just gone.
Ok, on y arrive, c'est derrière la porte. Alors on va essayer de tirer un peu au-dessus. Ouais, laisse tomber, je tape dedans. Ah, attends, on ferme la porte, ça sera mieux. Là, c'est bon, là. C'est passé? Non? Ok, là, ça doit être bon. Voilà. Bon, attention, mal de crâne, miou miou miou. On va vite aller à côté. Non, c'est pas ici. Non. On va aller... Ouais, c'est celle-là. On va vite aller au placard, ramasser la dernier, enfin l'avant-dernier morceau. Ah, putain, ça faisait mal au crâne le miou miou là. Ok, il nous en manque plus qu'un, bah il est juste en haut sur le lit du grenier et ça va être fini.
That's a lie to mom and dad's situation. But it was so worth it. The girls on stage
Voilà,
were just...
là on a le dernier. Et on va valider. Hop,
Katie,
là.
I fell asleep in the attic.
Ah, ça devrait le faire.
Alone in my old spot, and I missed the first two calls. I
Hop
just
là, retour
barely
au menu
caught the third one before the
principal.
machine got it.
Voilà. Bah là, normalement, on a nos 1000 G. On a les 24. Et le 23. Les 23 parties du journal de Sam. Le 24e, c'était le Miu 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 pour tout compléter. Donc voilà, bah là, on a tout. Bah sur ce, mon ami, j'espère que ça t'a fait plaisir, que t'as kiffé. 1000 G vite fait, bien fait, encore une fois. Bah si t'as kiffé, lâche un petit pouce bleu. Si t'as pas aimé, comme d'habitude. Si t'es pas abonné, bourrico, abonne-toi. T'attends quoi encore, là? Il y a une invitation. Donc, inscris-toi, abonne-toi. Oublie pas la petite cloche pour les prochaines sorties. Et je vous dis bonne game à tous. Allez les gars, tchuss et pétez pas les plombs sur vos consoles et vos ordis. Bye.